I just made an incredible video for you all, but it went 16 minutes long, and I don't think you have the patience to deal with me for 16 minutes. So I'm going to make this one, try to make this one a little shorter. We'll see how it comes out. I want you to first off say goodbye to this clicker. I was so angry at this brand new clicker yesterday that I ordered another one. It's coming tomorrow, so we're going to see what happens with that. Somebody on YouTube said, can you talk more about how you kicked your addictions to substances? I said, sure. To go into that, I want to bring up a 1972 Stanford experiment done by Professor Mischel, M-I-S-C-H-E-L. It's called the Marshmallow Experiment. Maybe some of you have heard of it. They tested 600 kids, 4 and 5 years old. They brought 600 kids in to the lab, and one at a time, they brought them into a room with the professor, and a marshmallow was on the table right in front where they would sit. And the professor said, I have to leave the room for 15 minutes. The marshmallow in front of you is yours. If you can hold off eating it until I get back, I'll give you 2 marshmallows. Got it? And they said, yep. Professor would leave, and the majority of them would wolf down that marshmallow. They needed that immediate gratification. They tracked these 600 kids for the next 40 years. I can't believe they did that, but they did. 40 years, they tracked these children into adulthood. And they found that all of those, that small minority that was able to delay gratification and delay their impulse desire for that marshmallow, the ones who waited for the second marshmallow had much more successful lives than all the others who went and woofed that marshmallow down. So the key to a successful life, the takeaway from this is the key to a successful life is delayed gratification. And I've talked about that in past videos. I didn't even realize I was bringing up the Marshmallow Experiment. But I've talked about how I was a pleasure seeker. The old me was a pleasure seeker. Any problem? Boom. Let's get a substance in us. Let's outrun our pain. Let's have sex. Let's do drugs. Let's go gamble. Let's not address pain. Let's get immediate pleasure, immediate gratification. And now I'm able to delay that, to have a greater reward at the end. And that is the key. Back in April, May of 2012, a month before I murdered my rapist, I knew my life was in tatters. I knew I was on the brink of complete death. Several times in the middle of the night, I had so many substances in me, I thought for sure I was not going to see daylight. And I had, even though I was trying to kill myself, I still had a glimmer of hope to live. And I told myself, all right, I'm really in bad shape here. If I can, I can't go cold turkey on everything, but let's take one demon out of the equation, my opiate addiction. That's the big monkey on my back. That's the big withdrawal problem. I had pain pill addiction for 4 or 5 years. Now I'm using heroin. And I had a friend out in California who got engaged. He had a beautiful property, big house, and he and his fiance were going away for 13 days to Mexico, and he wanted me to come watch his property. And I agreed to it, but I agreed to it because I wanted to go kick my opiate addiction out at his place, alone, away from everybody. I knew I was going to go completely insane getting off opiates. And I wanted to be like a werewolf, you know, when the full moon comes out and they're chained in the house. That's what I was going to do in his house. I was going to chain myself. I was going to become a werewolf and howl at the moon. And took enough pain pills out to taper myself down during those 13 days. And that's exactly what I did. The first few days, because I'm still taking a lot of pills, were fine. But from like the midpoint down to day 0, when I'm taking 2 pills, 1 pill, then 0 pills, those days, 5 pills, 4 pills, 3 pills, 2 pills, those days, you're going completely insane. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stop twitching my legs. Your legs hurt so bad. My nose is running like I got the flu. Body aches. It's like COVID and the flu together on steroids when you're going through withdrawal from opiates. It's horrible. But I'll tell you what, I had a drawer filled with probably 500 pain pills back home. And when I flew home, I never touched another pain pill. I was able to delay gratification for a bigger reward at the end. Yes, I self-destructed a month later, but the opiate part of my addiction, that's how I did it. And I told myself, even at my weakest moment, from the start of that year of 2012 till June, I was a complete train wreck. And yet I was still able to summon up something inside of me to say, I'm done with opiates. I gotta try to go in a different direction. I'm willing to do anything and everything to take my life in a new direction. That's what I decided when I was locked up that I was going to do. But I had already started it the month before I got locked up. And that's what people come to me and they want my help. And number one is you gotta be clear-headed. I can't help you one iota if you're using substances to combat pain from your past. I'm starting my online coaching platform. And when you come to me, you're using substances, they gotta go. I can't do a thing with you if you're getting high. It's a complete waste of time. So I'm going to make you put in a financial investment into my coaching platform to try to use that financial investment as a means to propel you into change. Because people hate change. As I said yesterday, I don't have that magic pixie dust to blow into your face and everything is better. You have to put in some work. You have to make changes. You have to get disciplined. You have to stop your addictions. I will drag you through the mud to get you through. I'll be holding your hand, pulling you through that mud so you don't have to do it alone like I did. I did it all on my own, alone. I am going to grab your hand and pull you through the mud and then hose you off and put some powder in my hand and slap you on the butt and you're going to be a new creation. But you have to come to the realization that you're not going to do immediate gratification any longer, that there's a greater reward down the road if you can control that impulse desire. As soon as things get uncomfortable, as soon as you start feeling a little squirmy, to have to reach for something, a substance. If you can get through your head, all right, I'm going to fight off this desire right now for a drink, for a line, for a pill. I'm going to fight off that desire because I realize now there's a greater reward for me down the road if I can fight off that desire. Just like those little 4-year-olds that were able to fight off that desire. They had the most successful lives. And I want all of you to have a successful life. When I say at the end of my videos, I love you all, peace, I really do. I've lost so many people in my life. I've lost my brother. I've lost my best friends. I've lost countless people. And I don't want to lose any more of you. So let's go. Let's be willing to take our life in a new direction. Peace.